Paris attacks. 12 suspects held overnight. 12 suspects are being held by police in the Paris region over last week's attacks in the French capital that killed 17 people. They are being questioned about possible logistical support such as weapons or vehicles they could have given the three gunmen, police say. Berlin raids. Meanwhile, German police say they have arrested 2 men following raids early on Friday. One of the men was suspected of leading an extremist group of Turkish and Russian nationals, police added. The group was suspected of preparing the serious act of violence against the state in Syria, police said, but there was no indication that the group was preparing attacks inside Germany. Some 250 officers were involved in a raid on 11 properties, the BBC's Jenny Hill in Berlin reports. Scores of mourners attended the funeral of Stephen Charbonnier in the Pontoise district of Paris. French soldiers secured the access to a Jewish school in Paris. January 14, 2015. Paris has been on high alert following last week's attacks. In the latest development, police carried out raids in the towns of Montrouge, Gripny, Châtenay, Malabry, Épinay, Suresnes, and Fleury-Mérogis overnight, Italy reported. Also on Friday, the Gare de Lyon train station in Paris was evacuated for an hour over the bomb threat. Train operator SNCF told the BBC. Services resumed at 9 o'clock local time, 8 o'clock GMT. SNCF said, without giving further details. French authorities say that about 120,000 police and soldiers are now mobilized across France and the anti-terror plans remain in place. Prime Minister Manuel Valls said on Friday that France and Belgium were facing the same threats, but added that there were no links between the events in France and Belgium's anti-terror raid on Thursday. Spain has also launched an inquiry after it was revealed that one of the Paris gunmen, Aimé Coué, believed had visited Madrid days before the attacks. Pain and horror. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is in Paris to pay tribute to those killed in the attacks. He hugged French President François Hollande, saying, "We share the pain and the horror of everything that you went through." U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and French Foreign Affairs Minister Laurent Fabius laid a wreath of flowers to pay tribute to the victims killed in the attack of the satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo. John Kerry and Laurent Fabius paid tribute outside the offices of Charlie Hebdo. French President François Hollande greets U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry as arrived for a meeting at the Élysée Palace in Paris, France. January 16, 2015. John Kerry writes to François Hollande, "The U.S. shared the pain of what France went through." Mr. Hollande said, "You've been victims yourself of an exceptional terrorist attack on September 11, 2001. You know what it means for a country. We must find together appropriate responses." Mr. Hollande added, Mr. Kerry laid wreaths outside the Jewish supermarket and the Charlie Hebdo offices. Later on Friday, he will meet Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo for a remembrance ceremony. The White House had admitted an error in not sending the higher-profile representative to last Sunday's Unity March in Paris, which was attended by more than 40 world leaders. The U.S. ambassador to France attended. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius said that Mr. Kerry had apologized for missing the Unity March. AFP reported. Mr. Kerry said that he had been unable to attend because he was visiting Bulgaria and India at the time. Police conducted raids in 5 towns in the Paris region. Last week's violence began with an attack by 2 gunmen on Charlie Hebdo magazine, which led 12 people dead. The day later, on January 8, a policewoman was shot dead by gunmen named Coué believed while responding to a traffic accident in the south of Paris. 4 more people who were held hostage by Coué believed were killed on January 9 when police stormed the kosher supermarket. Coué was shot dead by police. Police also killed the 2 gunmen responsible for the Charlie Hebdo attack, Kousset and Cherif Kouachi, outside a warehouse near Paris earlier that day. 3 members of the magazine's staff were buried on Friday, including the editor Stephen Charbonnier, also known as Chard. Bagpipers played Amazing Grace at his funeral in the Pontoise district of Paris.